The StarCon Federation has reached its decision. Roger Wilco, please step forward. Roger Wilco, you have been judged guilty of the following crimes: abandoning your post, deviating from mission parameters, misuse of StarCon property, disintegrating a fellow officer, perpetrating a sequel without authorization, and consorting with a female of higher rank. Do you have anything to say for yourself before we pronounce sentence?
Can't you guys take a joke?
Do you have anything intelligent to say for yourself before we pronounce sentence?
Nope.
Very well. It is the opinion of this tribunal that as punishment for your crimes against the StarCon Federation, you are to be decommissioned. You are hereby stripped of the rank of captain. You are no longer an officer of the StarCon Federation. Your enrollment at StarCon Academy is hereby terminated. However, due to your successful return of the SCS Eureka, your rescue of the Goliath's crew, and the fact that nobody gets rid of stubborn mildew stains and black heel marks as well as you do, we are returning you to your former post with StarCon Fleet. You are hereby ordered to resume your duties immediately as janitor second class on board the SCS Deep Ship 86.
Attention all hands. This is your commander speaking. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your fine performance during our recent episode, A Stitch in Time Saves Gamma 9. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As a gesture of appreciation, we're putting in for shore leave on Polysorbate 60. Enjoy yourselves, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Kilbasa out.
Meanwhile, in a deserted warehouse just outside the galaxy...
I don't care how you do it, gentlemen, so long as his body is intact. Do you understand?
Yes, we got it. Yes, right, we got it. Yes.
Yes, Roy.
Good. Now, I believe you'll find him here, on Polysorbate 60, on shore leave.
Okay, I'm ready. Energize!
As we join our hero, Roger Wilco, he has just been transported to the surface of Polysorbate 60 to enjoy a little shore leave. Apparently, there was a minor glitch in the process. Well, at least you got here with all your important parts, your hands, your mouth, and your stomach.
Oh, great! Real wonderful. Nice beam job, you metallic piece of scrap. Jeez, this is snug. Real snug. You know, actually makes me feel kind of good. I remember when I used to wear my mom's well, never mind. No time for nostalgia. I've got a serious extraction problem to work out first. Thank you, my good man. Yikes, I hope everything came out with me.
That's an interesting piece of hardware. Your normally dim power of recollection actually recalls having seen a picture of one of these in the ship library. Get this. It's called a bike. People used to actually get on these and use their own muscles to achieve locomotion. What losers. Upon closer inspection, you notice some sort of ID card hanging on the frame. Upon grabbing the ID card, you notice the picture on it is of a rather homely-looking alien type. Guess everyone can't be as fortunate as you. It's one of those new Kodrak mobile photo booths. I heard they were beta testing those. You pop a coin in the slot and climb on in.
All right, I'm looking pretty good. Fire away. There's got to be an optics problem with that machine. I look partially digested.
Good thing you didn't opt for that second set of prints after all. Guess that guy won't be filing any complaints with the Portable Business Association. It looks vaguely like your hiney after it's been chewed out by your boss. It's the alien ID you snagged from that rusty bike. That's a fairly hideous picture of the former owner. It makes the average Department of Motor Vehicles photographer look like Ansel Adams. What, was that supposed to be clever? You get fingerprints all over it. You quite cleverly paste your picture over the old one on the ID card. It would appear that once again, Vice is a bit more profitable than most business ventures. This place is almost too hip for the planet. But then, that's no mean feat, given what a total heap this place appears to be. So this is where Sinead O'Connor's been hanging out. Looks like this big furry dude is laying out his best Orlanian pickup lines for the Ice Queen. It appears she's not fielding any of them. Yikes! I'll bet even old Fester Blatz hasn't seen one of these. You recognize the uniform of the Fistal Hemisphere Alliance. This guy has an interesting cranial configuration. Unlike that popular trunk-bearing pachyderm on that planet Earth, this guy seems to actually be drinking through his trunk. That means he's drinking through his nose. Yuck. She sure could use a no-pest strip. What can be said that isn't painfully obvious? A quick look indicates that the bartender is physically well-balanced and adroit, a good combination for this profession. The shirt would further indicate that he has the mentality for it.
So you're with Polysorbate Security, huh? Yeah, what can I get for you, Chief?
What have you got?
Well, aside from the obvious stuff which is glaring in your face from the back wall here, I do make some mixed drinks. I mean, if I do say so myself, I make a pretty mean William Gibson and a pretty good ass-em-off cocktail, you know what I mean, huh? Hey, I got you. Try a fuzzy toad jam. They seem to be pretty popular with your particular species here. I got just the thing for you guys. It's something I don't even give the regulars here. What do you think, huh?
Make me a double uvula spritzer. Twist a fleck rind, and I want it hacked and whipped, not like one of those shaken or stirred sissy drinks.
Okay, coming right up, Chief. Listen, this'll take a couple of minutes, but feast your eyes on the making of it, all right?
Oh, that's just fine. Take your time, my good man.
He looks lonely, but not enough for your company. Wow, this sucker makes even you look like GQ material. These nitro suckers come in all types. They're all drawing on the hoses. Amazingly, they don't freeze. They just glaze over for a few moments while the others laugh. This one has a tattoo which says, "I love Lula." Your words cause everything to become speechless. How dynamic of you. He, or whatever it is, emits what you think is a dim-witted guffaw. You rarely feel so conversationally superior, at least with animate objects. Your words are so unspectacular, nature doesn't even see fit to grant it an echo. You hear them say, "Geez, our skimmer's double hovered. We gotta run." You snag the 4 hoses. Never know when you're going to meet that special lady. You carefully untangle the twisted mass of hookah hoses and then rehook the hoses to create one long hose. It reminds you of Christmas time back home when you enjoyed untangling the Christmas lights and saying to yourself, "I get so much satisfaction from cleaning and straightening. One day, I'll be the best janitor ever." Well, at least one part of that dream came true. You are a janitor. You rehook the hoses to create one long one.
Hey, buddy, get your paws out of my tips or I'll liberate your favorite organ. I'll even let you choose. Or you can leave my tips alone and you won't have to worry about that decision. It's up to you.
Yep, it's the 4th guy in line for the restroom. Definitely standing room only. This guy wishes he had a clothespin right about now. It's one of several people dying to get into the restroom. This guy's the next in line for the restroom. He looks a little anxious. Now there's an interesting look. What can be said that isn't painfully obvious? That she'll look better come closing time.
What can I do for you there, fella?
What have you got?
Well, aside from the obvious stuff which is glaring in your face from the back wall here, I do make some mixed drinks. I mean, if I do say so myself, I make a pretty mean William Gibson and a pretty good ass-em-off cocktail, you know what I mean, huh? Hey, I got you. Try a fuzzy toad jam. They seem to be pretty popular with your particular species here. I got just the thing for you guys. It's something I don't even give the regulars here. What do you think, eh?
Make me a double uvula spritzer. Twist a fleck rind, and I want it hacked and whipped, not like one of those shaken or stirred sissy drinks.
Okay, coming right up, Chief. Listen, this'll take a couple of minutes, but feast your eyes on the making of it, all right?
Oh, that's just fine. Take your time, my good man.
The hookah hose is now attached to the leftmost conduit. Yow! You quickly close that valve again. This one doesn't spew anything. With a flick of your very supple wrist, you pull the conduit loose from below the valve. Oops!
Buddy, maybe you can help me out. I'm trying to track down this Ender Droid. I'm an Ender Droid runner. I know it don't look so hot, but I'm in disguise, you know?
In disguise? Yeah, you do look disguised. I just don't know what like. Hey, here's a tip. Think seriously about a flea dip.
I could really use your help getting this one. I've had a hell of a time tracking him down. You've gotta help me. Tell you what, if you can find and immobilize this bionic beer opener, it's worth 50 buckazoids to you. What do you say to that? I've scoured this dung heap. I haven't seen synthetic hide nor hair of him. All that's left to check is that bar. I'd go in there myself, you see, but I've had a little misunderstanding with the management. No biggie. I'm sure it'll blow over soon. Anyway, can you help me out? What do you say? 50 buckazoids. And if you don't mind me saying it, you look like you could use it. So how about it?
Well, I don't know. What's this Endodroid thing look like? And why do you want it?
Well, he's about your height, only maybe a few inches higher. And I'd say about your weight, give or take 60 pounds or so. But then that's just probably because of that stuff he's made of. Kind of a liquid metal thing, but that's not important. He's got a crew cut, and I think he was wearing a long, dark coat. Has a strange accent.
But why do you want him?
Oh, he made some people mad.
How?
Oh, I guess he sort of jumped out of his program and kind of killed and/or mangled a score or so of co-workers and, more importantly, management personnel. A big no-no. No big deal. I just gotta take him in for analysis and processing. It could help pull me out of my, unfortunate cash flow situation. And most importantly, it can mean 50 buckazoids for you. What do you say?
Well, I could use the buckazoids. I'll see what I can do.
Great. You won't regret it. You're gonna need this data quarter. It's been modified to only be sensitive to certain unique components like droidium, something only an Ender Droid would be composed of. This'll help you root him out. Good luck. Let me know when you've got him. Thanks. I gotta go check in with the home office. I'll check back out here a little later to see how you're coming along.
Well, that wasn't too bad for a borderline physical specimen like you. It didn't quite get the job done, though. Nah, you still haven't convinced the door to yield to your obviously superior physical presence. Wow, you really did it! Not exactly the subtlest of entry techniques, but effective. That's pretty macho for the likes of you. Who would have guessed you'd have the makings of a Starsky or a Hutch, or a Tango or a Cash?
You go now and I don't rearrange your organs.
The canister snaps neatly into the conduit opening.
What can I do for you there, fella?
Make me a double uvula spritzer. Twist a fleck rind, and I want it hacked and whipped, not like one of those shaken or stirred sissy drinks.
Okay, coming right up, Chief. Listen, this'll take a couple of minutes, but feast your eyes on the making of it, all right?
Oh, that's just fine. Take your time, my good man.
You pick up the loose end of the hookah hose. You complete the connection between the two conduits. This one doesn't spew anything. Nitro begins to flow through the tubing and into the conduit.
Frosta la Kista, baby.
Wow, it worked! This dude's in a deep freeze. But now what are you going to do with him? Cool. Laying a solid blow upside the head of this frigid felon has reduced him to cubes. Is not too hard to handle now. You quite cleverly whisk the cubed culprit into your dustpan. It's going to be tough to carry him this way, though. Very good. He'll be much more transportable this way. However, you'd better hope it doesn't thaw. The bartender, noticing the hose attached to the vent conduit, disconnects it, much to your chagrin.
What can I do for you there, fella?
Make me a double uvula spritzer. Twist a fleck rind, and I want it hacked and whipped, not like one of those shaken or stirred sissy drinks.
Okay, coming right up, Chief. Listen, this'll take a couple of minutes, but feast your eyes on the making of it, all right?
Oh, that's just fine. Take your time, my good man. Here's your cubed compadre. Where's my 50 buckazoids?
No bull. You really got him, eh? I mean, good job.
Yeah, I really got him. And I could really use my 50 buckazoids.
Tell you what, I'll pay you when they pay me.
No, I need the money now. Or I let the guy thaw right here, right now.
No, just a minute. You don't want to do that. Hold on to your alimentary contents. I got it here. Here, you happy? I'll just be taking that tray. Been a special treat doing business with you.
Hold it right there, pal. You don't want to go in there. Trust me, it's not a pretty sight. But then, neither are you. Nonetheless, it's bad news in there, and I can't let you enter. So hit the pavement.
Now that's an interesting specimen. Is this place the backwoods of the universe or what? Interesting head formation. He looks like one of those cranium suckers you saw in a scary movie once. Guess that means you'll be safe. Another in the wide variety of life forms you've seen on this planet. This guy just stands there, looks, and fires an occasional lunger. How did all these forms manage to come together in one place? Normally, you'd have to travel light years to run into just a few different life forms. This place has the odds beaten big time. It's last year's hot arcade punch-em-up, More Dull Combat 2. An overhead screen advertises a new kiddie-level arcade game in which you walk around Calcutta trying to match the right body part with the leper who lost it. It's called Mixed Up Mother Teresa. These lava screens from Magmetheus show soothing visuals while playing hot techno-lava tunes like What's Lava Got to Do With It? You always hurt the one you lava, and just let your lava flow. You look at it, but nothing strikes your fancy. This humongous expensive game is an all-time favorite. You have to duplicate famous gourmet dishes while piloting vintage combat aircraft against the Nazi menace. It's called Secret Recipes of the Luftwaffe.
So this is Stooge Fighter 3. Doesn't look so tough to me.
Say, partner, care to indulge in a friendly game? By the way, the name's Jerkwad. What's your mama call you?
A mistake. But my friends call me Roger. Roger Wilco.
Well, it's darn fine to meet you, Roger. So, what do you say to a friendly little round of Stooge Fighter 3?
Gosh, Mr. Jerkwad, that sounds neat.
Let's get ready to rumble! Big Mo wins. Rumble. Big Mo wins the match. He moitered you.
Wow, man. I guess I got real lucky. Or maybe you were holding back on me. Nah, you wouldn't do that, would you? You don't look that bright. I mean, that probably isn't your style. Wanna play again?
I've thought it over. I think I'll give it a try. Let's do it, Tentacle Head.
Great! I can't wait to waste you. You're gonna bring good money at the slave colony.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Oh, no. Oh, a wise guy. Oh, a wise guy. Oh, no.
Big Mo wins. Rumble.
Oh, no.
Don't. It feels slightly gritty. You suppress an urge to dust it.
Oh, no. Oh, a wise guy.
Big Mo wins the match. He moitered you.
Hey, this guy's good. You can kiss this game goodbye.
Yeah, like I need you rubbing it in.
Sorry. Let's not, and say we did.
Hey! Say, you look familiar. Didn't I kick your butt in a huge robot once?
Oh yeah, that. I hope to forget that. It was the beginning of my undoing. I was a laughingstock around the company in the final days of Scumsoft. Oh well, if that hadn't gotten me, some of my other creative management techniques would have. In looking at the big picture, I suppose that arrangement left me with all my physical assets intact. Not a single other thing, unfortunately. I'm humiliated to admit that I have, on rare occasion, resorted to selling cheat sheets for arcade games. I've got to maintain a fairly, modest profile, I guess you could say. Time heals wounds and all that. Plus, maybe I can avoid a premature termination.
Wow. That's all very interesting. And very boring, if you don't mind my saying. What I want to know is, can you sell me a cheat sheet for Stooge Fighter 3?
Well, I think I may be able to facilitate that. I may have one in stock. Okay, here's what I need from you. A nice new bottle of Cold Sordian brandy. If you can deliver that, I think we can call it a deal. My people, I'll be waiting to take delivery from you so that we can put a bow on this deal. Catch you later.
This little fleshwad looks familiar. You wonder what he's doing here. Must have been a victim of the telecommunications wars.
Hi there.
Howdy there, partner. The name's Paul Conshohocker. Yeah, it's my name. I'm the proprietor of this here establishment here. Now, anything I can sell you, why, you just let me know. But if you steal anything, I'll be forced to kind of kill you. Welcome.
That sounds fair. I'd like a bottle of your cold Surian brandy, please.
Well, so you're interested in the good stuff, eh? I'll just take that 20. Thank you. I haven't sold much of this stuff lately, except to some sorry-looking little pud. Oh, hey, that reminds me. He still owes me some money. Oh, I can't believe I fell for that scam. Oh, well, enjoy, sucker.
Yes! Mr. Wilco, I'm most pleased you've chosen to do business with us. You're just in time, too. I have another party on his way interested in the same item. Oh well, his loss. Well, I'll take that off your hands. Now, per our agreement, here's your cheat sheet. I'm certain you'll find the game much more interesting now. Also, you look like you could use this fish. Enjoy, Mr. Wilco. I have a real important business in another part of town. Be seeing ya. Oh, by the way, I'd appreciate if you'd not mention our meeting to anyone. Some of those purple-skulled old stockholders really hold a grudge, okay? Bye-bye.
Pretty cool looking, huh? You poke it and prod it and generally make it feel like a piece of meat. It's the Stooge Fighter 3 cheat sheet you got from Elbow.
To guarantee a win, the cheat sheet says, when at the choice screen, press the machine's letter buttons in the following order: A, B, B, A, C, A, C, A. Then, be aggressive and attack as much as possible using your new secret weapon.
Hi, Mr. Jerkwad. How about another game of Stooge Fighter? I'm feeling a little luckier this time.
You know, kid, I'd really like to, but I need a little more of a challenge. Take a long walk off a short asteroid, okay?
What's the matter? Afraid a measly little pencil-neck low-life janitor and general waste of human life is going to embarrass you in front of your friends?
Well said.
Hold on there, you little puke! I'm not afraid of some puny little zit on the butt of the universe!
Jerkwad is a scaredy cat. Jerkwad is a scaredy cat.
Alright, you little wad of spit, let's play. I'll waste you. Tell you what, let's make it interesting. If you win, I'll give you 300 buckazoids. However, if I win, you're mine to do with as I see fit. The deal? Oh, this is gonna be fun! Oh, you're a bit puny, but I'm sure I'll be able to get a few buckazoids for you over at the slave colony.
I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you quite right. Did you say slave colony?
Too late to back out, Borg breath.
I knew that.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Oh, go! See that? Hit that! Oh, a wise guy! Oh, go! Oh, go!
Big Mo wins. You loitered him. Rumble.
Oh, go! See that? Hit that! See that? Hit that! See that? Hit that! Oh, go! Oh, go!
Big Mo wins the match. You loitered him.
How lucky can a guy get? That was pure luck. Gee!
Where's my money?
Here. Now, if I were you, I'd make myself scarce, you little lump of phlegm. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my temper, and all that's gonna be left of you is teeth and toenails.
Those two look like people my mom warned me about. I think I should avoid them.
Interesting. She appears to be waiting for someone. She might be one of those professional ladies your mom told you about. He seems to be ignoring you.
Okay, son, you just scribble your old Bill Shatner on the register screen and I'll get your key card. Just fine a room as you'll find on this orb.
You have a brief moment of what you think is cleverness. You decide to wittily sign the name Franzel Nickberm.
Okay, here's your key card. Don't lose it. Room 1220J. Up the elevator. Franzel Nickberm. If I had a buckazoid for every time I'd seen that name, I'd be sitting pretty. I could afford one of those fancy fur-lined donut thingies that... what was I saying? Anyway, enjoy your stay. If you need anything, don't hesitate to tell someone.
Gee, thanks. Say, could you tell me where...
I'm a real busy guy, son. You got any questions, why don't you just go find the Chamber of Commerce and talk to them. I'm sure they'll be glad to help you out. Be seeing ya.
Those are some interesting-looking dudes. Must be a couple of real losers, since they seem to be dateless. Of course, that won't be a problem for you once word gets around that you've hit the planet. Can you believe he actually thinks that? It's the keycard to your luxurious suite at the charming Dew Beam Inn. The room number is 1220J. Just as you're about to insert the keycard so you can go inside and check out your new digs, you notice those two goony-looking dudes from the lobby walking in your direction at a rather deliberate pace. Perhaps they're going to welcome you to the place or show you where the ice machine is.
Hey there, pal. Got a second? Me and my friend here was wondering something.
Fire away. What did you want to know?
Well, we was wondering if you'd have any objection to us pounding you senseless. Grab 'em and let's get moving. I gotta report in soon. You puny little scumbag. I can't believe anyone would want you. One thing's for sure. You sure ain't gonna be seeing your home son ever again. Hey, Nigel, let's get back to it, huh? We got things to do and places to go. Now, just sit there and be still and be quiet, little man. I've got some things to finish before I finish you.
Teddy Schmuckspin, a popular children's toy, sits on the floor. If you weren't a popular child, you didn't get one. This alien woman looks to be in very bad shape. Her pupils are fixed and dilated. Her body is stiff, almost as if she's dead. And her skin looks tight and puffy, as if bodily gases are building up inside her. Bandages and patches appear in profusion all over her, and some of her seams look like they're about to give way. You make a mental note to come back and rescue this poor woman. How groovy! They've got a neon sign for Spore beer. Spore yourself a tall, frosty one. It's the popular pin-up alien Krill McPherson, the one that poses all over Time Pods in Space Piston magazine. Just watch that McPherson strut. It's Kathy Meyerland, an attractive model with gills from one of those stinky swamp-like planets like Madoria, or Slimyon, or Muxalon 4. This symbol is all the rage among teenagers in the quadrant. None of the adults knows what it means, but it's shorthand for no sign of life. It looks like the lead singer for that new death metal band, the Disgruntled Postal Workers. You don't know what that is, but you keep seeing it above people's garage doors. It must be some sort of anti-theft device. You have no idea where this place is, but it's nice to see that grunge has finally hit the interior decorating industry. It's a short-pile polystyrene rug with the ubiquitous Have a Cyclopean Day symbol. A beautiful thick shag carpet of Pelvis Brailsford, the rock and roll programming sensation, adorns the east wall of this grungy apartment. They ripped off an alien crossing sign. How sophomoric. That's one of those devices for catching wayward audio-video signals from distant galaxies. You once saw a horribly violent transmission on one of these, where strange-looking aliens mercilessly struck each other in vulnerable areas, while others looked on in enjoyment. It was called America's Funniest Home Videos, or something like that.
Hey, what the fu... I don't want to see you move another inch or I'm gonna slice you into nice little bite-sized pieces. Now, can it?
You are now a proud nail owner. Good thinking. The nail proves to be just what you needed to free yourself from those handcuffs. Don't get all excited, Little Red Riding Hood. You aren't out of those woods yet. Her skin feels puffy and rubbery, as if her internal body pressure has risen. It must be Regalian bladderwort fever. Don't even bother looking in your pockets. You are carrying nothing. Nada, zip, zero, zilch. You carefully lay the rug on the floor. Even though you were never known for your interior decorating talents, you feel very satisfied with the location you have chosen. Your body is now carrying a nice static charge. Wow, the static energy you built up discharged, frying Lard Boy's circuitry. Did you actually think of that, or was it just luck? Surprisingly, it's a pile of books. Who'd have thought these guys could read? This optical disc-based multimedia entertainment system has a slew of powerful graphics and audio coprocessors. A unique flexible architecture is extremely high-priced and plays a half-dozen really bad arcade games. It's called a 3DOA. It's Cindy Crawfish, a beautiful merwoman and spokesmodel from one of those beach-strewn, wimpy, watery planets like Aquaria or Oceania or Wateria. There seems to be a small pile of CD-ROMs sitting here. Your search through the CDs reveals a bunch of typically boring multimedia magazines. A multimedia phone book. Too bad there aren't any phones around here. The Outpost Project Survival Guide. Successful People Managing Techniques by Carm Trebus. Funny, it's empty. MF-DOS for idiots, morons, and Phoebes. Turing Xenon on 5 buckazoids a day. Discovering your inner maggot. How to become assigned to being a corporate creative genius without really trying. This might be worth checking out. It's a copy of Popular Tektronix. You should have paid attention the first time. This game's budget is way too small to allow me to list all those titles over again. You now possess the Mahdi. This is the data coder you got from that Endodroid Hunter dude. This button opens and closes the data coder's faceplate.
There seems to be something stopping the data quarter from transmitting.
Smooth move. You've got his keyring. Don't pick at it. You'll only make it worse.
Well, 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 the worm is out of the hole. So, you have to ask yourself, do I feel lucky? Well, do I, punk?
You poke around and look for something useful, but since you're not exactly Mr. Subspace Neurotransmitter Repair Guy, none of it appeals to you. You rummage around in the box to look for something useful, but all you find is an almost complete set of line dancing in zero-G daddies. Only Volume 2, The Achy Breaky, appears to be missing. You poke and prod amongst the moddies until you find a moddy labeled Churlish. Being intrigued by the word, you glom it. Incidentally, you might want to look up the word churlish before you do anything stupid. Wow, that's a signed poster of the lead singer for that country western band, Hall and Az. It's just another picture of a heavenly body. This controller controls the controls on the subspace neurotransmitter.
Geez, is this guy a control freak or what?
The corner of the label in this moddy seems to be loose. Thinking it was the churlish moddy, he pops it in place.
Hey! Here's your fish!
Stellar, you picked up my homing signal. I can't believe I actually made it work. Now no one can say I spent a little bit too much free time in the bathroom with Popular Tektronix.
Popular Tektronix, who are you trying to kid? I know what you were reading in there.
What was that voice, Roger? I thought I heard something.
Pay no attention, Stellar. It was probably just a mechanical flatulence from the ship.
Anyway, we received a transmission from a nearby StarCon communications monitoring platform. They told us of some unusual signal originating from the area of Polysorbate 60. We dialed it in, scanned the coordinates, and found you.
So what are you doing in this sector, Stellar? I thought you were stationed on the SCS Heinz 57.
I am. I had some leave accumulated and decided to take it. This is kind of embarrassing for me. I actually came to see you. I've been thinking about you a lot lately, and I was curious about what you'd been up to, so I decided to visit. And when I arrived here, I found you had just left for shore leave on Polysorbate. I decided to follow you down and try and catch up with you. When I got to that dump of an inn and found you'd been kidnapped by those thugs, I searched around, but could find no trace of where they'd taken you. That certainly is a strange place. I decided to beam back up to the deep ship and try to locate you through your transport communicator signal. When I'd returned, I found you'd left it up here on the ship. I didn't know what to do then until that call came through from the StarCon installation. You're a lucky man, Wilco.
Yeah. I guess I am. If you hadn't gotten there when you did, I'd probably be a victim of some serious cement poisoning after those geeks chucked me off that balcony.
Terrace.
What?
Well, actually, it was a terrace.
Whatever. Thanks, Stellar. I sure owe you a big one.
I'd sure like to collect that sometime. But let's talk about you and me. Perhaps I could take you to dinner sometime soon.
I'd like that, Stellar. I'd like that a lot. The thing is that I kind of have a relationship with another, and I wouldn't feel very comfortable about that. I mean, it wouldn't be fair to her. You understand?
Not to mention the fact I'd be wearing my sphincter for a necklace if Beatrice ever found out.
I hope you do understand, Stellar. I like you. I think I even more than like you. I don't know where I got this inordinate sense of loyalty toward Beatrice.
I believe the word that explains that is fear.
Pound sand, pal. Please know that were the situation any different, I'd be making that date with you right now.
Oh, I see. Friends, co-workers, buddies. That's all this is gonna be. Guess I knew it somewhere inside. I just didn't want to believe it. I guess I admire your trueness of heart, however misplaced. But I feel much more inclined to damn you for it. I know that's selfish, but it's how I feel. I must admit it shows something more about you, more depth of character than I gave you credit for, Wilco. Well, I'm patient if you ever have a change of heart. Well, Roger, we should see what we can find out about those subhuman walking dumpsters that had such a keen interest in you. I don't suppose you heard their names.
No, but I did get this neat personal grooming assistant. It needs a little cleaning, but...
That's great, Roger. Don't clean it, though. Take it to the sick bay. There's a DNA analyzer there. We can scan the contents and perhaps use the results to get some names and information about these guys.
Good thinking, Stellar. I probably would have thought of it, eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have, Roger. Look, I've got to go to sick bay and get some treatment for my back after that not-so-graceful rescue.
Oh, yeah, that. Sorry. Well, I'll see you there.
Commander, I am receiving a message from StarCon.
Computer on screen.
Hello, Commander Kilbasa. I have a new directive for Deep Ship 86. This is actually a special request from me, Commander. As you may know, I served with Admiral Bluntfang during the Fallopian Campaign. Admiral Bluntfang's widow is involved in building an off-world retirement community. They are almost finished, but have requested assistance from Deep Ship 86. Commander, please extend her every courtesy. You know, if things go well, this would not look too bad in your personnel file. I will let Sharpay, the Admiral's widow, explain further.
Hello, Commander Kilbasa. As Admiral Toolman mentioned, we have almost completed our project here, but could use Starcon assistance. To be honest, Commander, I pulled a few strings, but this is an important mission, I assure you. Since you are scheduled to be present for the dedication of the Golden Light Year's Retirement Center anyway, I hoped you might alter your travel plans to accommodate an earlier arrival. From the information provided me by my old friend, the Admiral, you would be able to warp here within a few hours. I require some assistance from your ship, as well as one of your crew members. Allow me to explain.
Meanwhile, back in sickbay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wilco. The sequencer is for use by trained personnel only. Obviously, you don't fit that description. I'm afraid I can't allow you to use it.
Come on, Jebba, be a pal. Who'll know?
I'm sorry, Mr. Wilco. It's a StarCon regulation.
Stellar is getting treatment for her back injury. You should be ashamed of yourself for jumping on her like that, you baby.
Jeez, Jebba. Who's gonna know? Let me try this one thing. I'll be out of your way. No one will find out.
I don't know, Mr. Wilco. I'm not one to break regulations. I really don't think it's a good idea.
I swear, it'll only take a minute. We're out in the middle of nowhere. No one will find out. And I'll tell you what, anytime you want it, one free plunge job, day or night. What do you say?
Well, I don't know.
It'll only take a minute or two, really. Come on, Jebba, be a pal.
Well, okay, but just this once. If anyone finds out I'm sunk, then I'll come looking for you to take it out on. Keep that in mind.
No problem. I'll be done in a flash.
I really don't know why I'm doing this.
Neat. I've always wanted to try one of these on the compost.
Oh, hi, Stellar. I hope your back's feeling better.
They just finished treating me, and it is starting to feel better. However, I was told to lay off rescuing people for a while, especially you. So, did you have any luck?
I got some information from the sample I ran through the DNA sequencer. When I tried it, all I got was a name. All it said after that was that the file is closed. I wonder why that is.
I don't know for sure, Roger, but it seems a bit suspicious. When a file is marked like that, there's usually a very good reason. Most frequently, it indicates the file is closed for intelligence purposes, or it's legally sealed by some judicial body. In the case of those tubs of guts that grabbed you, I'd have to say it's not a government agency directly behind it. It sounds more like someone with access from the outside to a friend or two inside. A more paranoid person might say this smells way wrong.
Then again, when did you last change your socks?
If the files are sealed, then we have nothing to go on.
True. The only thing I can think of is that they may be accessible by jacking into cyberspace. I've never done it, but I know it can be done.
So I guess this means you won't be trying it first. I'd love to try it, but I can't since we don't know how.
Well, actually, I read it can be done with the help of a cyberjack and headset and a cyberspace jack interface module. The article said there are several things to access out there and that there's a vast library of files to browse. It said that the Information Superhighway project is a little behind schedule, but that there are some operative areas. Other than that, I don't have a clue as to how we can gain any information about them.
So you think this cyberspace thing could work?
Well, I can only tell you what I've read. Navigating it takes a little patience, but I think it's the only option you have. I don't know if you'll locate a cyberjack and headset. Because of the delays in the project, they've become more like collector's items than marketable, functionable products.
We do have cyberjack modules built into the compost.
That's true. Of course, we won't know anyway without the jack.
That bites. I wonder where we could find one of those.
I wish I knew, Roger. There must be some place.
Attention! We are now orbiting the Delta Berxalon 5 colony as requested by StarCon. Most of you know your assignments as they have been broadcast to your composts. Please represent StarCon properly. Kilbasa, out.
You better get moving since you don't know yet what your assignment is. I have some checking around to do. We'll talk later.
Thanks, Stellar. I'll see you soon. Maybe we can work in that dinner. Wow, a message for me. I must be getting popular. I wonder what it is.
Wilco, Commander Kilbasa here. I have a special assignment for you. A crew person of special skills is required on Delta Berxalon 5. In the spirit of StarCon cooperation, we have decided to offer them your assistance. Transport there immediately. Kilbasa out.
Okay, I'm ready. Energize!
Commander Kilbasa and that other guy look like they're just finishing up a conversation.
Janitor Wilco, Dr. Bellows and I were just talking about you. Please report to Sharpay's quarters, Janitor Wilco. She is in need of someone with your special skill set. Be quick about it.
Yes, sir.
Janitor second class, Roger Wilco, reporting as ordered, ma'am.
Wilco, you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Mr. Wilco, I expected you here some time ago. I've been kept waiting for minutes now.
I'm very sorry, Matt.
Save the pathetic whimperings for your StarCon superiors, which I would expect includes everyone and everything on the food chain over there.
Ma'am, I came as...
Young man, I lack the time, and most importantly, the patience to indulge you as you whine your way from one excuse to the next. May we please just begin?
Sorry, but I wasn't briefed on what tasks would be required of me.
You are a janitor, Mr. Wilco. What do you think I want from you, a heart transplant? What has become of StarCon? When my fifth husband, Admiral Bluntfang, served, the crop of up-and-coming cadets seemed to have such promise. I recall this one rather striking cadet who... Oh, well, never mind that. But you... I pray you do not typify what might be slithering down the halls of our formerly prestigious academy. That is one thing I do not look forward to witnessing. Get to work, Mr. Wilco. You'll find a mop and a bucket right over there. I have no time to devote to your education. That would take a lifetime, and the most copious amount of patience a universe could muster. My life is soon to expire. Please, just clean. I must rest now. Mr. Wilco, please rattle the handle on that commode. It is positively maddening.
You got it, right away, ma'am. Whatever I can do.
Please do it, and quietly. I must have my rest. Mr. Wilco, it is time for me to take my meds. Please fetch my trisonic sortium from the medicine cabinet.
Yes, ma'am. Maybe I can get this old hag to overdose.
What was that, janitor?
Nothing, ma'am. I'll get those for you right away. I can't find her medicine. I don't think she knows what she's talking about.
Hey, what the...
While we await a fully formed thought from Roger, it should be mentioned that there seems to be some sort of gas entering the room through the left vent.
Hey, there seems to be some sort of gas entering the room through the left vent. I seem to be in a world of deep... Ah, jeez, the door!
You give the piston a yank, and sure enough, it comes loose in your hands. Perhaps it was your raw strength. More than likely, it was defective. Good thinking! Wedged in the door, the manual override control causes the piston to strain against the door. It pushes a few inches and seems to strain at that point.
Wilco!
Oh, hi, Stellar. What are you doing here?
There's no time to talk, Roger. We've got to get out of here now. 1, 2, 3.
Just as you crash to the floor of the turbo shaft, the hydro riser piston gives way, and the door slams shut, with Stellar still trapped inside. You claw and pull at the seams of the bulkhead door, but to no avail. Just then, you hear and feel an explosion which seems to have come from behind the door. The door is sealed tight. You can hear no other noise after the ear ringing from the blast subsides.
My God! I can't believe this! It can't be happening! She was... I was...
Stellar!
It's hard to believe that this is the Hollow Suite. The setting is much like the graphics you've scanned in the library from those planets more interesting in their climatic diversity. From the scenic jutting peaks, soft hills, and lake in the conjured distance to the lush pixelized growth of trees, flowers, and grass in the foreground, the holodeck has that sublime park-like perfection. Unfortunately, its serene beauty is sadly negated by the headstones and the solemn event about to occur, the laying to rest of your rescuer and true friend, Stellar Santiago. You are feeling as you have never felt before, perhaps helped along by the relatively short stints aboard the various ships, as well as all too brief friendships. You've been spared the emotional devastation of true loss by lack of attachment. This, however, is a different feeling. Far different from anything you've ever experienced. You can't help but wonder how you'd act towards Stellar given a second chance. But you know that can never happen. She gave her life for you, and you will never be able to thank her. Enough smarm already. Let's funeral!
Ladies and/or gentlemen, we assemble here today to honor the memory of a former crewmate, Lieutenant First Class Stellar Santiago. Her unfortunate death takes place in the shadow of a new community, the dawning of a new life for the aged of our galaxy. Although death is never easy to accept, we must remember that the tragic accident which took her from our midst occurred while she was on duty. If a member of StarCon must perish for some reason, there is no more honorable way. It is part of the oath we recite and take to heart when we pledge our allegiance. I believe her friend, Janitor Second Class Roger Wilco, has a few words he'd like to say. Mr. Wilco?
I only knew Stellar for a short time. I wish I, could have gotten to know her much better. To have had a deeper understanding of this, person I was proud to have called friend. Of my friend, I can only say this. Of all the souls I have encountered in my cleaning, hers were the most scuff-resistant.
Wow, a message for me. I must be getting popular. I wonder what it is.
Roger, help me. I only have a moment. They faked.
Stellar, what happened? The picture's gone. You're alive?
Commander Kilbasa, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I've just received a distress message on my compost. And it was from Stellar.
Wilco, have you been whiffing cleaning fluid again?
I'm absolutely as sane as I've ever been. She's being held on Delta Berxilon by Sharpay.
Wilco, do you realize how irrational that sounds? We buried Stellar. You were there. Maybe you need a rest. Take a couple of hours off.
Sir!
Wilco, we have our orders from StarCon and we'll be carrying them out. Drop it, Janitor. Leave the bridge now, Wilco. I've made my decision.
Welcome to Hollow Suite Program 5551212, the Vulgar Nerve Pinch. Despite our reputation for being pacifist, we Vulgars have developed an extremely practical martial arts technique used mainly for defensive purposes. It is called the Vulgar Nerve Pinch. This is a tactile oral maneuver in which the applier pinches the bundle of nerve fibers at the base of the neck while whispering into the victim's ear dialogue from either Tango and Cash or Hudson Hawk. This particular combination of nerve stimuli and loss of cerebral control due to the torturous mantra of movie dialogue results in a searing flash of pain and then unconsciousness. In effect, it is similar to a temporary orally induced robotomy. Victims are soon rendered unconscious for several hours. When they awaken, they will remember nothing of how they came to be unconscious, if they are extremely lucky. I shall demonstrate on my most eager volunteer. You will please to pay attention. Address the subject in this manner. Please to notice the location of my hand as I begin the narcotic chant of cinematic morphine.
He mutters something thankfully unintelligible into the ear of the volunteer.
Oh, thank you, son. Maybe you can fetch me up with your sister. I have told you after her night. Oh, we're gonna have margaritas together. Oh, the two of us get we have fun. Oh, get a hubba going in the wee. And I just like that. We
So, as you can see, it is very effective. If you can apply a proper grip to the neck, it will disable 9 out of 10 neck-bearing species. This completes our program. Thank you very much.
Two scientific dudes stand by the back window, talking stars. It's hard to say anything sarcastic about them, since stargazers are inherently cool. A friendly Mr. Soylent food replicator stands in wait to serve anyone who wants a snack. Technically, these aren't replicators. They're wormholes into the restaurant universe. But the food still tastes replicated because the chefs in the restaurant universe are mostly ex-Monolith Burger employees and know nothing about food. And we thought the Elvis 1987 poster in our office was tasteless. An unusual plant specimen that someone left behind, it appears to be thriving here. Perhaps it prefers beer and popcorn to fertilizer and you grow it lamps. It's your old non-organic friend, Circuit Sydney.
Hello, Roger. Please join me in consuming something.
Thanks, Sydney.
You seem uptight.
Say what? Upright? What are you talking about, Sydney?
Uptight was the word. Perhaps that is too archaic a reference for you. It would have been more effective to say that you seem concerned.
Oh, yeah. I do have a thing or two, well, at least something on my mind.
I am sorry to hear this. I hope your concerns are soon alleviated.
Thanks, Sid. I do have to come up with some solutions. Sydney, I have a favor I'd like to ask of you.
Flame away, Roger. You know I'd give you my right appendage if you needed it.
Funny you should say that, Sydney. I kind of have this situation where that very item could come in handy.
Really? Well, I was merely saying that metaphorically.
You really are a great friend, Sydney. That'll come in real handy. I can't thank you enough, Sydney.
Well, if you really are seriously in need of it, I suppose I could lend it to you. You will get it right back to me, won't you, Roger?
Oh, yeah. You bet your nut flanges, Sydney. Sydney, I kind of need another favor. I need one of your eyes.
Pardon me, Roger. For a second, I thought you said you also wanted one of my eyes. I must have my auditory circuits diagnosed.
Well, actually, Sydney, I could use one of your eyes.
Are you certain, Roger? Well, I guess if you really need it.
Oh, I do. I really do, Sydney. You're a mechanized lifesaver.
You will return them soon, right, Roger?
Oh, of course, Sydney. Real soon. Listen, I've got a couple of things I've got to attend to. I'll see you soon. Thanks, Sydney.
As long as you say it will be soon, Roger.
Oh, yeah. See you soon, Sydney.
Ooh, boy, I got you with my fingers in your Kurt Russell. Now you can't get away. I got you now that you've got a... Hard to believe this is a real job. Oh, my God. So how come you're not going down? I got you with your mumble jumbo and your hubba chubba. Ooh, boy, if I only could, I would. Jeez, why don't you step outside, pal? I got you with this, and I think I broke a fingernail here.
Golly, this food looks so good it might be worth becoming a prisoner for. Yeah, like I'd sure want to be in your position. Not!
Now it has some cool ears. Nothing happens. See, most games would just give you a generic response when you try something useless like that. But we've custom-tailored this response exactly for you. The rack of a rat adds a nice touch. An interesting idea. Something's starting to take shape. What are you up to, Roger? A touchment of that adds something more to your work in progress. How creative. That's a nice touch.
Golly, this food looks so good it might be worth becoming a prisoner for. Yeah, like I'd sure want to be in your position. Not!
It probably seemed like a good idea. Not now. Dorf is looking.
Whoa, I see you have a visitor. I'll leave you two alone, but you know the rules. 10 more minutes and they have to leave.
Yikes, it's a good thing Dorf's so vain about wearing his prescribed much thicker glasses. That was too close. I nearly dampened an undergarment.
This is some very fine food, whatever it is. I'm sure you'll find it quite to your liking. Heck, it's probably better than what they feed you janitors. Live it up! Oh, that darn light needs to be amplified. I need to contact maintenance.
Nice work. Sometimes you actually surprise me. Good thinking.
Ooh, boy, I got you with my fingers in your Kurt Russell. Now you can't get away. I got you now that you've got a... Hard to believe this is a real job. Oh, my... Oh. So how come you're not going down? I got you with your mumble jumbo and your hubba chubba. Ooh, boy, if I only could, I would. Jeez, why don't you step outside, pal? I got you with this, and I think I broke a fingernail here.
Smooth move. You've got his keyring. The shuttle's alarm is now deactivated. It's the recall notice. It's the recall notice for the owner's manual. It reads, "Dear Ham Shuttle Owner, it has come to our attention that there is a minor misprint in the owner's manual for the 1000 series of shuttles. Until a new manual can be acquired, please disregard page 73, paragraph 4 of that manual." That wouldn't prove fulfilling.
Let's see if this sucker works.
Hey! Here's your fish!
Janitor Wilco, what are you doing? You have no authorization to take that shuttle. To make matters worse, you have launched into the middle of a super double reverse anti-anomaly. You will turn that ship around immediately and head back to the shuttle bay. Do you understand, Wilco?
Bite me, Commander.
What was that last transmission, Wilco?
We're having a little problem with the signal, sir. I mean, with all due respect, sir, I did plead with you not to leave Stellar behind. Sir, I sense that something's just not right with that community. I don't believe Stellar is dead, and I just can't leave her there. I'm going to do this, sir, regardless of the consequences. Stellar saved my life not once, but twice. I owe her.
Well, that was her own stupid mistake. I demand that you return at once, Wilco. If you do so and surrender now, your record will be taken into consideration during your disciplinary hearing.
Oh, that'll help you loads.
I'm sorry, sir, but I just can't. I have to do this.
Wilco, you fool!
Just then, the shuttle is sucked into the anti-anomaly. Communication with the deep ship has been disrupted.
Sir, I am unable to access the navigational computer. I am guessing that it may have overloaded just as the divalium crystal somehow went offline. Once repairs have been made and the shuttle engines have been refired, I believe I can follow the deep ship's ion trail back to Delta Berxilon 5.
That would be quite cool, Manuel. You sure about that?
Once the divalium crystal has been repaired, our electrical system reestablished, and the engines fired, I am 97.2% certain.
Why only 97.2%?
I judged 97.2% to sound more hip to our audience than would 100. You would have to mention it.
Sorry.
Don't apologize to me. It's the players you ruined it for.
Wow, the crystal seems to have broken. I swear it wasn't me.
Now we're in deep.
Hey, I've gotten us this far, haven't I?
Yes, and what a wonderful place it is. How did I get hooked up in this deal? My agent's going to be hearing from me big time. You pour glue all over the crystal.
Wow, the crystal seems to have broken. I swear it wasn't me.
Hey, I've gotten us this.
Yes. You hold the glue-coated segment to the broken Divalium crystal for 10 seconds to set the glue.
What may I do for you, sir?
You pull the handle and hear something release on the outside of the shuttle.
Hello, sweetheart. You look like you could use a little assistance. Is there anything I can do?
Well, yes, there is. Thanks for stopping.
Well, you just name it, I guess.
It seems I've stalled my engines. Could you give me a jump? I have cables.
I'd jump you in a heartbeat, dollface. I guess you must have got caught up in that anti-anomaly. It can be a real pain in the... Well, anyway, let's get it done.
Well, here's your end of the cables.
I'll let you know when I'm all hooked up. Contact!
Okay, Manuel. We're all hooked up. Give it a try.
Bye-bye, Sugar Bunny. I gotta be running along.
Hey,
Thanks for stopping to help me.
See ya.
You neatly replace the EVA suit in its proper place.
Good work, sir. I believe I can now follow the ion trail of Deep Ship 86 back to Delta Berxalon 5.
You don't need to do that while on Delta Berxalon. Wow, a mad scientist working on a planet called Delta Berxalon. You wonder what he's doing here? Designing women, perhaps? Sorry?
Hello, Doctor.
Janitor Wilco? What in blazes are you doing here?
Well, Doc, I got a distress call.
So why are you here?
Because I know it originated here. In fact, it was from Stellar Santiago.
You're out of your mind, Wilco. Now go away and leave me alone. I've got important work to do. Goodbye.
I know something's up here, Doc, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it. You'll be sorry, pal.
Yes, whatever you say, Wilco. Just get out of my face.
You take possession of the Callahan Muddy.
Sir, I believe I may be able to tap myself into the PTS and perform a limited set of functions.
PTS?
Yes, sir. PTS, the Photo Triangulation System. It was installed as a crude backup navigational device to the modern navigational computer system. It's what you see before you mount it in the middle view screen.
You peel apart the photo and negative from your first PTS image. You peel apart the photo and negative from the second PTS image. You get fingerprints all over it.
The PTS is online and working. We can now launch to polysorbate.
Being of holographic origin, Manuel is not impressed with your efforts to make physical contact with him. It is very unfulfilling. You start to say something, and then you remember that you're supposed to be a man of action, not words. Or is that the other way around?
What may I do for you, sir? Step over to the transport pad and I will beam you down to the surface of polysorbate.
Manuel tosses you a transport signaler.
You can only use this from the place I beam you to.
Howdy, stranger. The name's Blatz, Fester Blatz. Welcome to Implants and Stuff. Go ahead, have a look around at some of the most interesting replacement body components this lovely planetoid has to offer.
Oh, a nice fresh sales pitch.
Brain-dead products have been a staple of the home-built being hobbyist for decades now. They make a fine line of adapter plugs which allow for cross-species component swapping. Means you'll be able to pick up parts anywhere other beings exist. Nice deal, huh? They also make a pretty fine Mahdi. Get tired of what kind of mood your droid, or spouse for that matter, is in? Why, you just slap in one of those babies and bingo! You can modify them into a whole new attitude. Find a wife type who won't pay some big buckazoids for that. Too bad the sale of them is illegal. About all I do is trade for 'em. It's one of them loopholes, guess you could say. Kinda developed a hobby of collecting the suckers.
Hello there, Mr. Blatz. I think I have something you might be interested in.
Think so, hey?
Oh, I really think you'll find it interesting.
Ooh! Why, I'd love to take that off your hands. Of course, you realize that it's illegal to sell those, but I could trade you for something. Look around and see what interests you.
I could really use a cyberspace jack.
Tell you what, I'll trade you for one of those fine specimens in the case. What do you say?
No, I want the jack or it's no deal.
Oh, now take it easy, Sonny. I think we can do business.
I'm glad you see it my way. It's been a pleasure. Take care, Fester. I gotta fly.
Your whimper is my command, sir.
You don't need to do that while on Delta Berksalon. Talk about a brave new world. You'd better be up for it if you plan to explore this cyber terrain. This cyber terrain is just a little arid. It's just more evidence to confirm the old adage that if there's time enough to do it, there's time enough to do it half-assed. Hey, free birdseed, and so conveniently placed under a huge boulder, too. Forget it, you don't resemble that bird. Well, except for the pin feathers in those chicken legs of yours. The sign says it all. There was much talk and rhetoric about the information superhighway, but the executive and legislative branches seem quite opposed to getting together on just about anything either one of them introduces. Just look at the space program. Anyway, the frustration of a former employee is documented in the amendments to the opens date. Bet you can't fit that thing in your pants. Guess I was wrong. It does fit. There must be plenty of spare room in there. It looks like some poor slob actually waited for his number to be called and died for his troubles. Looks like a programmer just prior to shipping. Numbered cyber cards hang here, chiming peacefully in the cyber breeze.
Cut! Wait a minute. What is this chiming in the cyberspace crap? Scott, get over here. Change this.
What? Frickin' director. This guy would know a good line if it climbed up his... Oh, here.
All right, that's better. Try it again, Gary.
Numbers hang here.
Next.
That's the refreshments folder. It feels slightly gritty. You suppress an urge to dust it. Don't be looking for your father's Playboys in here either. That's delightfully non-helpful.
Just what do you think you're doing, sir?
Well, I didn't think you'd mind if I just looked through your files.
And I thought I'd seen it all. Just step back and wait your turn.
You may just have improved your chances of getting to the files with that slick little maneuver. Sometimes you do surprise me, Roger.
This world's a great big ball of dirt with 50 billion souls who like to sit around and veg down in the dark like moles. But me, I'm just the kind of girl who loves the open air and bits of unburned hydrocarbons blowing through my hair. New soil and clear, at last it's here with clearly better taste. Less people too, like me and you, and less reprocessed waste. More hearty crunch for snacks or lunch, it's crystal clear to see. New soil and clear, the last frontier for folks like you and me. New soil and clear, clearly less people, clearly more taste.
Next.
Don't pick at it. You'll only make it worse. It probably seemed like a good idea to you at one time. You virtually eat the nearly real mint. Your virtual breath is now virtually minty fresh.
Does your number match the one shown by the counter?
As a matter of fact, I do possess that number. Read it and weep, Pixel Woman.
Oh no, you can't possibly. Oh. Well, I guess you're right.
You bet your palate, little 32 by 32 pixel mama.
General drawer failure. You get the idea, don't you?
Man, these filing cabinets.
General drawer failure. Please step off and try another approach. You get the idea, don't you? General drawer failure. You get the idea, don't you? That file apparently doesn't want. General drawer failure. You get the idea, don't you? General drawer. You get the idea, don't you?
Crud. I can't seem to reach it from here.
That's delightful. The cyber printer accepts your cyber file gratefully and begins to print. The question is, what exactly is the output of a cyber printer?
Next.
Well, what do you know? Maybe there is something to this superhero reputation thing after all. And after that episode with the egg beater, I thought you'd never impress me again. You smartly drop the board in place, spanning the gap between the two bridge sections. These are the printouts of the files you've collected from cyberspace as evidence against Dr. Bellows.
Well, Dr. Bellows, I think you've got some explaining to do.
You're out of your mind, Wilco.
So, what do you have to say for yourself now, Doctor?
Confronted with the facts found in the files you located, he freaks and spills all.
Eloquently stated.
I didn't think this all the way through until I'd crossed my own personal ethical line. I was already... It had already gone too far. The experiments alone... I thought I could do just this one thing and still live with myself. Love can move a person to do some strange things, Wilco. She knew how I felt and used it to her advantage.
I think I know what you mean about that love thing, but wait a minute. Slow down. Are you saying you have the hots for... I mean, you are actually romantically intrigued by Sharpay? Wow. You are serious. I agree that love can make you do some weird stuff. In this case, though, it made you do some stuff that was unethical and illegal, Doctor. Where is Stellar Santiago? I know she was alive, that her death was faked. What have you done with her?
Great Caesar's ghost. The woman, she's still alive, but I'm afraid not much time remains.
She is? What do you mean, not much time remains?
As you must realize by now, the Golden Light Years project was merely a front for the research I'd been conducting per Sharpay's wishes. She is intensely fearful of death. You probably didn't notice that she is getting up in age a bit.
Yeah, who could have guessed that?
In very simple terms, Janitor Wilco.
That's janitor second class, pal. And don't you forget it.
Excuse me, Janitor second class. As I was saying, Sharpay feared dying, enough to take the lives of others to save her own. She knew I loved her. I remember the day I met her. It was at the funeral of... Oh, I believe it was her fourth husband, and I remember never having seen her look so radiant. I fell for her, hard, and she knew it. You should have seen her in black.
I'll pass, thanks. Just tell me about Stellar.
Okay. The bottom line is that I have developed a way to extend Sharpay's life by transferring her mental essence into the body of another. It was to be you until your friend Stellar Santiago got in the way. We thought no one would miss you. Go figure. What I have done is to employ nanotechnology to take over the designated host body, as is happening with your friend as we speak.
Stellar's body is being taken over by Sharpay? Jeez, I don't understand. Is there anything we could do to stop it?
I've never really thought of it that way.
Well, think about it now. We have to save Stellar. You can't let her die. You can redeem yourself at least to some degree, Doc.
As much as it pains me to admit it, you're right, Roger. You're right. Okay, I think I may have a plan. We can save her. There are some interesting spin-off technological breakthroughs. I'm going to send you in to stop Sharpay.
Say what? No, I don't think...
It's her only chance. If you seriously care for your friend, you'll do this.
Oh, the only way, huh?
The only way.
Well, okay then. I hope you're sure about this.
I'm positive. Here's how we shall go about it. You will move your shuttle into Lab B. Meanwhile, I will generate new software for your shuttle's navigational system, which will help you locate the nanites, the very small robotic devices I developed for the intrusion. One of them is Sharpay. If you can stop Sharpay, well, your friend's chances of survival improve immensely. Then, once I have located and extracted you, I shall work to repair whatever damage may have been done to Stellar during the attempted incursion.
The shuttle is nicely miniaturized by the beam deal. Hopefully, it is reversible. Perhaps you should have asked about that. There are some things you can't afford to have smaller. You acquire a candy. You're the first one on your block to actually possess someone else's alveoli. It's a piece of that stringy stuff from celery. These are the candies you retrieved from Stellar's stomach. It's one of those ticklish pin feather things. It's the bundle of capillaries you appropriated from Stellar. It's the most indispensable item in the universe, duct tape. You cleverly tape the capillaries together. Careful, combining the... Interesting. The acid rises, but just not quite high enough to submerge those nanites. You acquire a candy. Interesting. The acid rises, but just not quite high enough to submerge those nanites. You acquire a candy. Interesting. The acid rises, but just not quite high enough to submerge those nanites. Nice work! You've hooked up your makeshift hose to the pump. Nice shot! This is the upper area of the duodenum. Matter preprocessed from the stomach enters here through the pylorus above. It has a lovely bile-colored decor, and for a very good reason. This is the area in which raw processed ingestibles are mixed with a variety of secretions for further breakdown. Wow, check out all that bile. Looks like her liver's been doing just fine. That's a pool of bile any liver would be proud of. You sure can't speak highly of its aroma. It probably seemed like a good idea. You chuck one of the taped capillaries over the muscular ledge. It drops into the pool. You give the pump a stroke or two, and in the process gather a nice helmet load of bile. I guess congratulations are in order. You don't need any more stones, at least not that kind. These little islets drip a pancreatic enzyme. This is later mixed with some stuff from the gallbladder to make that wonderful green bile antifreeze-looking stuff that humanoid hurlers the universe over have come to know and hate. You maneuver your helmet beneath the drip and manage to snag a nice little dollop of the stuff. You now own one of those tiny timed release pills. You now own one of those tiny timed release pills. Impressive. The tapeworm suddenly becomes much more animated. Please remember to keep your arms and legs on the worm at all times. Yow! Now that's a ride you won't take in the Magic Kingdom. This seems to be a sludge of rather heavy and not so digestible items. Sludge reminds you of your old nemesis. Well, you finished him off, but he still causes you to change your clothing more than the average person. You pull away a cracked piece of the filling. You snap off a shard of fingernail and gingerly introduce it into your pocket. You carefully, very carefully, stow the paper clip in your pocket.
No, I think I've already done things above and beyond the call of duty. Hey, a guy has to draw the line somewhere, and gosh darn it, this guy's drawn the line right at the colon.
You've never even met her mother.
Yeah.
So you like the worm, huh? You like to ride the worm, huh? I let you ride the worm. Although the concept of rubbing silver particles all over the shuttle is interesting, perhaps putting it in the fuel tank behind the blinking red light would be more effective.
This heat tile looks loose. Whoops. I have to stop doing that.
You neatly replace the EVA suit in its proper place. This is the meninges. It's a 3-layer cover for the brain. Check out the cool blood vessels. You slice away with the nail and, amazingly enough, manage to cut a slice in the barrier.
Yikes. How am I supposed to jump across this one? Man, that was close.
So close, and yet so far away. How embarrassing to get wasted by the Laurel and Hardy of nanites. You chuck a gallstone at one of the robots, causing it to think the other one did it. you chuck another gallstone, this time at the other robot, who also thinks the other one did it. That was quite effective. That was very impressive, Roger. I'll bet that's not something you hear every decade. Nice mood lighting.
So this is the motor control center.
This button takes you down.
Interesting. The sign says this is Stellar's cough control center.
A huge pile of debris is standing in front of what appears to be some sort of passage. Light pours through the opening.
Ugh! Ah! Even in this suit, that hurts like a... Jeez. What's going on here? And what's with that big robot?
Well, well, Mr. Wilco. I must confess to being impressed that you made it this far. You are either a very lucky man, or the classic case of how looks can be deceiving. From what I know of your history, I can't say that in this case looks are necessarily deceiving. On the other hand, I don't think luck accounts for it all either. There's definitely something different about you, Mr. Wilco. It's a pity, though. I'm afraid this is where the odds catch up with you, Roger. I do hope you don't mind me referring to you as Roger. I feel we can both be on a first-name basis now, since we will soon be sharing such intimate moments. My rebirth and your death. Not necessarily in that order. I'll attend to you in a moment. I have a few more little details to finish before I transfer my consciousness into this body. Enjoy it, Roger. It'll be among the very last of your memories. Oh, and by the way, escape attempts will prove to be futile. You will be incinerated if necessary.
Jeez, what a bit...
I'm sorry. What was that you were saying?
Me? I was saying, what a bite. Yeah, I had a little trouble with some parasites a while ago down in the digestive tract. That's all it was.
Wow, that was actually a great idea. Go figure.
Yeah, I kicked her butt. Just look at me. MacGyver wishes he could be me. It was bound to happen. The never-ending battle between good and evil was once again waged, and once again, good has emerged victorious. Yes, and with me on its side, how could it lose? Yes, once again, I have struck a blow for good over evil. It was in a... Hey! Ah! What? But I thought I took care of you.
Well, it appears you thought wrong now, doesn't it, Roger? Wilco, I haven't survived this long without taking precautions. The robot was just hardware. My mind still exists.
Oh, real wonderful.
Ooh! Ah! Hey, watch those tentacles, lady. I thought that being partially embedded in the street on polysorbate was a strange feeling.
Fish, that's brain food.
All right. She actually chowed down on that rancid fish. I thought I'd never get rid of that fish.
Nice shot!
Oh, there you are, Wilco.
Boy, Stellar, with all that's happened recently, I never would have imagined that we'd be standing here together.
It is a miracle, Roger. I was afraid that by the time you got my message, it would be too late. I was certain I was doomed. But you didn't let me down. What you did was incredibly brave, Roger, not to mention intensely risky. It took Dr. Bellows a lot of work to clean up after you and Sharpay. I must say, Roger, there's not a man in the universe who knows me inside the way you do.
It was a strange feeling, but I went in there all business. There wasn't a moment I wasn't thinking of your welfare.
Oh, give me a break. Let me put my boots on. It's getting deep in here.
Cheese it, pal, or I'll rip out your larynx and you won't be able to get a job doing bad voiceover work for Chinese action pictures.
What did you say, Roger?
Oh, I was just mumbling to myself. You know, Stellar, there's one thing I noticed while inside you I thought I might share.
And what's that, Roger?
You eat like a goat. You really have to change your eating habits, Stellar. I saw some things in your digestive tract I wouldn't wish on Sludge Vohall. You really have to clean up your consumption act.
Yes, I know. Dr. Bellows said he was able to fix most everything done to me during Sharpay's invasion, as well as patching an ulcer that was playing havoc with my stomach. He told me the same things.
You might also try chewing. You had a hunk of Twinkoid wedged in your throat that would have gagged Linda Lovelace.
Okay, Roger, okay, I got the message. Let's change the subject, shall we? Ask me where I'm stationed next.
Why don't you just tell me?
Boy, some fun you are.
Sorry, I guess I'm a little grumpy. I had a real day. I had to clean the captain's log entry container. Then somebody got a nice buzz in 8 Rear and decided to take a wormhole ride in the Hollow Suite. They hit a few wrong buttons, and the next thing I know, I'm cleaning Vergon Nebula sets and hors d'oeuvres off every wall and ceiling. Apparently, they truly did make the room spin. Boy, they spackled everything. Had to use the putty knife to chip loose some of the chunks of...
Roger, I'm sorry you had a rough day, but can we please change the subject?
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, I think you're gonna like your next assignment.
Really? What is it? Where is it?
Sorry, you're just gonna have to wait to find out.
As Roger and Stellar warp off into the Nebula set, many questions remain. Will Roger and Stellar become an item? How will Beatrice Wankmeister react when she hears about this new friend in Roger's life? Will Roger's voice be a few octaves higher as a result? Would they dare to make another one of these things? Only time and money will tell.
I've been up to my lips in urinal pucks lately. I hope it's something different. Who wrote this crap? Oh, yeah, Scott. Yeah, well, yeah, then good work. Did you hear about the animator who killed himself? Yeah, he couldn't draw his own breath. These, by the way, are the credits. They're called credits because, well, we can't afford to really pay anybody until more people buy the game. All these people worked on this dumb game?
Thank you. Bye-bye. 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 That's it. Bye-bye. No more. Bye-bye. That's it. All finished. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, this is it. The last time. Goodbye.
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 Thank you for playing Space Quest 6. This is Gary Owens, signing off.